Thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet, the voice you know with the news you trust studio, sponsored by BASF, where you can count on the trusted performance of Allevo seed treatment to protect your soybean crop. Happy Friday, I'm Morgan Anderson out of Athens County. It's 81 degrees outside and sunny. Now, the autumn equinox is just 10 days away, and it sure does feel like a false fall, that's for sure. Taking a look at your agricultural headlines, the USDA projects record corn crop in today's September WASDE. As you likely know, the USDA released its September Crop Production and World Agricultural Supply and Demand Estimates report today, or the WASDE, projecting a record U.S. corn crop. Unexpectedly, though, USDA increased corn production by 72 million bushels to 16.8 billion, even while cutting yields by 2.1 bushels per acre to 186.7. Now, the gain came as USDA boosted planted and harvested acreage to 90 million, one of the largest since the 1930s. Ending stocks are forecast at 2.1 billion bushels, with exports projected at a record 3 billion. Soybean production is forecast at 4.3 billion bushels, down 2% from last year, though yields remain strong at 53.5 bushels per acre, a record if realized. Harvested acreage is down 7%. Exports are lowered by 20 million bushels due to stronger global competition, raising ending stocks to 300 million. Wheat exports are raised 25 million bushels to 900 million, trimming ending stocks to 844 million. The season average price was reduced 20 cents to $5.10 per bushel. Cotton output is forecast at 13.2 million bales, down 8% from last year. Ending stocks are steady at 3.6 million bales, keeping the stocks-to-use ratio just above 26%. The average price remains 64 cents per pound. Of course, markets will keep a close eye on trade flows and harvest progress in the weeks ahead. The next WASDE report will be released on October 9th, so be sure to tune in as we'll bring you the details that you need to know. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back after this.
This is Dale Menyo with the Ohio AgNet. For over 25 years, my truck has been running strong on biodiesel, reliable, high-performance fuel that keeps me on the road promoting agriculture. Every gallon helps power Ohio's economy, protect our environment, and support our hardworking soybean farmers. The best part? It works in any diesel engine. No modifications needed. Take it from me. Choose biodiesel and drive with purpose. Learn how at soyohio.org.
You don't need me to tell you this and call it news for you to know, but drought conditions in Ohio are worsening as our state wraps up a dry summer. The U.S. Drought Monitor says only 4% of Ohio is free from drought or dryness. Moderate drought has now reached Franklin County, which was just abnormally dry at the start of the month. Columbus has seen barely a quarter inch of rain so far in September, after less than 2/3 of an inch in August. Normally, August brings nearly 4 inches of rain, but with no precipitation in the forecast and highs in the upper 80s to near 90, soil conditions are expected to dry out even further. State climatologist Aaron Wilson notes that while Ohio had its wettest April through July on record, August was the driest it's been since 1895. Speaking of which, let's take a look at our afternoon weather update from meteorologist Ryan Martin, brought to us by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance, online at seedconsultants.com.
Sunny and dry, that's the outlook for Ohio. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Martin. Let's take a look at that Ohio Ag Weather Update. Wish I had more to talk about with you, but I don't. If you're looking for moisture, keep looking. I just don't think much of anything can make it down here. We're watching a disturbance trying to come through the northern Great Lakes as we move through the overnight tonight into tomorrow. It does rain out some moisture over Lake Superior, eastern parts of the UP of Michigan, and northern tier counties of lower Michigan. But I think all we end up with down here in Ohio is some cloud cover. At this point, just because I'm overly optimistic, I won't completely rule out a renegade shower, but it's not anything that's going to be well organized for your Saturday. And then we get into Sunday. We turn out partly to mostly sunny and pleasant. This next week is dry beginning to end Monday through Saturday. Overnight Saturday night into Sunday, maybe a few heat-based scattered showers and thunderstorms. Coverage only about 30 to 40%, but there is a small threat. We go into the next week, the week of the 22nd. Nothing happening Monday. Frontal boundary passing overnight Monday night through Tuesday and into Wednesday, but I'm concerned that we're pushing the moisture with this front to the ends of it, so far north into Canada and far west into Oklahoma, Kansas, and we may end up being in the middle with nothing. So we're watching to see how that front unfolds right now as well. I'm meteorologist Ryan Martin.
Thanks, Ryan. Now let's recap how the markets closed, brought to us by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance online at seedconsultants.com. September corn remains unchanged at $3.99. December corn up 10 1/4 at $4.30 even. March corn up 10 cents at $4.47 1/4. September beans up 10 1/2 at $10.25 3/4. November beans up 12 3/4 at $10.46 1/4. And January beans up 12 3/4 at $10.65 1/4. September wheat remains unchanged at $5.03. December wheat up 2 cents at $5.23 1/2. July wheat up 3 1/4 at $5.61 3/4. October live cattle down $2.30 at $229.97 1/2. December live cattle down $2.20 at $231.92 1/2. October lean hogs down $1.05 at $97.12 1/2. December lean hogs down 62.5 cents at $88.62 1/2. As always, thanks for joining us. I'm Morgan Anderson, and you're listening to the Ohio AgNet.